The Buddha once said that silence is better than unmeaning words. In today's world, we often feel the need to share everything: our thoughts, emotions, successes, and struggles. However, wisdom teaches us that not everything is meant to be spoken. Some things, when shared carelessly, can bring unnecessary suffering, while others are best protected in silence. Today, we will explore 5 things you should be mindful not to share, according to Buddhist wisdom. May this guidance bring you clarity and inner peace. If you find this message meaningful, please consider liking this video, sharing it with someone who may benefit, and subscribing to the channel for more content inspired by timeless wisdom. Let us now begin.
Number 1. Your inner peace. Peace is not something you discover in the outside world. It is something you consciously nurture and cultivate within yourself. Yet, despite how deeply we may long for inner calm, have you ever noticed how fragile it can be? A single disagreement, an unkind remark, or even a passing judgment from someone else can ripple through your mind and shake your inner balance. Buddhist teachings remind us that true peace does not come from controlling the world around us, but from learning to detach, to release ourselves from the unnecessary entanglements of daily drama, the weight of others' expectations, and the emotional burdens that are often projected onto us. When we openly and constantly share our deepest thoughts and emotions, we may unintentionally give others power over our state of mind. We often do this in search of connection or validation. But instead of peace, what we sometimes receive in return is doubt, criticism, or subtle envy, and these reactions can quietly disturb our mental clarity. That is why it is important to protect your inner world. Think of it as a sacred temple, quiet, steady, and not open to just anyone. This does not mean closing yourself off or becoming cold. Rather, it means being mindful about what you give away and to whom. Let your presence radiate calmness. Offer your kindness freely. Share your wisdom when it is welcomed, but hold your deepest peace close as something precious and hard-earned. Do not allow the changing winds of opinion or emotion to sway the stillness you have worked so patiently to create. Your inner peace is your foundation. Guard it with intention and love.
Number 2. Your negative thoughts. The Buddha once said, "Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts." This timeless wisdom reminds us of a simple but powerful truth. The most destructive forces in our lives often come not from others, but from within our own minds. Our mind is like a garden. When we plant seeds of kindness, gratitude, and understanding, it blossoms with peace and clarity. But when we allow negative thoughts to take root, thoughts of anger, jealousy, fear, or resentment, they grow like weeds, slowly overtaking our mental space and draining our energy. It is easy to fall into patterns of complaining, criticizing, or focusing on what is missing. The world often encourages this habit, and many of us adopt it without question. But every time we give voice to a negative thought, whether in our own minds or through our speech, we are adding weight to it. We burden not only ourselves, but also those who hear us. The energy of negativity spreads easily, even through a single word. Words are powerful. They're not just sounds, they are expressions of thought, and they carry energy that can either heal or harm. Once spoken, they cannot be taken back. A careless remark can linger in someone's heart for years, just as a kind word can offer comfort in a moment of despair. This is why the Buddha emphasized the practice of right speech, to speak only what is true, necessary, and kind. He taught that our words should serve a purpose, to bring understanding, to relieve suffering, to uplift the spirit. Before you speak, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this thought rooted in compassion? Does it bring peace, or does it stir conflict? Is it helpful, or is it simply a release of frustration? If a thought does not uplift, then perhaps it is better left unspoken. Silence, when guided by wisdom, can be more powerful than words. By becoming more mindful of the thoughts we entertain and the words we share, we begin to shape a more peaceful inner world. And from that place, we influence the world around us, gently but meaningfully, with intention, with clarity, and with kindness.
Number 3. Personal vulnerabilities. It is natural to seek support from others when we are struggling. As human beings, we are wired for connection, for empathy, and for the healing that comes from being truly understood. In times of emotional pain, we often turn to those around us, hoping they will listen, offer comfort, and help lighten the burden we carry. But it is important to remember, not everyone who listens truly understands, and not everyone who smiles genuinely wishes you well. In the pursuit of connection, we sometimes reveal too much. Our inner fears, our past mistakes, our moments of weakness, believing that openness will lead to healing. And while vulnerability can be a beautiful and courageous act, it also carries risk. Not all ears are kind, and not all hearts are pure. Some people, though they may appear caring on the surface, may silently judge you. Others might use your words against you when the time suits them. And some may not care at all, offering empty expressions rather than genuine support. When you give someone access to your most personal struggles without discernment, you make yourself vulnerable not only emotionally, but spiritually. Buddhist philosophy emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, to know oneself deeply, and to act with mindfulness. Sharing your vulnerability is not wrong. In fact, it is often a necessary part of healing. But doing so without wisdom can lead to further suffering. True wisdom lies in knowing who is worthy of your trust and who is not. Before you open your heart, ask yourself sincerely, is this person truly capable of receiving my pain with compassion, with care, and without judgment? Or am I opening myself to unnecessary harm, fueled by the illusion of connection? There is a quiet strength in discernment. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not owe your story to those who have not earned the right to hear it. Your personal wounds, your emotional truths are sacred. They should be shared only with those who have proven that they can hold them gently, with respect, with empathy, and with love. Choose wisely, speak mindfully, and remember that your peace and well-being are far more valuable than momentary comfort in unguarded conversations.
Number 4. Future plans. The Buddha taught that attachment to the future leads to suffering. When our thoughts become too entangled in what is yet to come, we distance ourselves from the present, the only moment that truly exists. In trying to shape the future with words, declarations, and promises, we sometimes plant seeds of pressure rather than peace. Speaking too freely about our goals may feel empowering in the moment. We may share our dreams in the hope of gaining encouragement or support, seeking validation or motivation. However, what often follows is not the certainty we were hoping for, but added weight, the burden of expectations, not only from ourselves but also from others. Once our intentions are spoken aloud, they begin to live in the minds of those who hear them. Expectations take root, and with expectation comes pressure, the kind that can distract, overwhelm, or even discourage us. What was once a quiet personal mission may suddenly feel like a performance with an audience. In addition, sharing our future plans too early can open the door to energies we did not invite, unsolicited opinions, subtle doubts, comparisons, and even jealousy. The more we talk, the more space we give for interference, both external and internal. It becomes easier to lose clarity, to second-guess ourselves, or to feel the need to prove something rather than simply create it. Instead of announcing every step, let your focus speak. Move with intention, but in silence. Work with consistency, but without broadcasting your every effort. Let your growth happen behind the scenes, protected from the noise of the outside world. And when success arrives, when the dream becomes reality, it will be evident. It will speak without the need for words. Quiet victories are often the most powerful. They do not require validation. Their presence is enough. The most meaningful achievements are not those that are declared loudly before they come to be. They are the ones that rise without warning, steady and unshakable, leaving the world quietly inspired. In a world that constantly urges us to speak, to share, and to prove, there is strength in restraint. Guard your vision, protect your process, and trust that what is meant for you will unfold, not through announcements, but through action.
Number 5. Acts of kindness. In a world where recognition is often sought and appearances frequently take priority over sincerity, true kindness has become something rare and deeply valuable. Many individuals perform good deeds, yet the motivation behind those actions is sometimes driven by the desire for praise, acknowledgement, or admiration. But the Buddha once said, "A good deed brings joy to the heart, whether seen or unseen." This teaching reminds us that the purest form of kindness does not seek an audience. It does not require validation. It flows naturally from a heart that wishes to alleviate suffering, to bring joy, or simply to serve, without the need for anything in return. When you give freely. When you help without expecting recognition. Let your actions arise from a space of compassion rather than ambition. The true beauty of kindness lies not in how it is received, but in how it is offered, gently, selflessly, and without condition. Each act of genuine kindness is a quiet prayer, a silent offering to the universe. It is not meant to be broadcasted. It does not need to be spoken about. It is complete in itself, and the joy it brings is often felt most deeply in the heart of the giver. That joy, subtle, pure, and lasting, is the real reward. Buddhism teaches that the highest form of generosity is selfless. It is not concerned with outcomes, nor is it interested in reputation. It asks nothing, but gives everything. These are the moments that transform the soul, not because others are watching, but because the act itself aligns with our deepest truth. So the next time you feel called to perform a kind act, let it be quiet. Let it come from the depth of your being. Do it not for recognition, but for the simple reason that it feels right. Know that the most powerful gestures are often the smallest ones, those that go unnoticed by the world, but are felt deeply by the soul. Silence, too, can be an act of wisdom. In a world filled with constant noise, where everyone is eager to speak, few truly listen. The more we seek applause, the less we connect with the essence of what we are doing. But when we act without attachment, when we speak only to uplift and give only to serve, we are aligned with something far greater than ourselves. Guard your peace. Let your words and actions be intentional, and choose to offer what nourishes growth within yourself and in those around you. For it is in these quiet, selfless moments that true kindness lives, and it is there that we find a peace deeper than recognition, a fulfillment that no applause can offer.
If this content resonated with you, do not forget to like, share with your friends, and share your reflections in the comments. May your journey be guided by peace, mindfulness, and wisdom. Until we meet again, stay mindful and stay kind.
Subscribe and awaken your mind with Wisdom Kingdom.